And these are Christians. Christians love this fucking guy, the fakest people on earth. They love him. Now remember, folks, they're targeting any independent press, like the AP. One of the few journalistic organizations that seems to have pretty good integrity. They just try to tell the facts straight down the line without taking a fucking side. So, of course, they're the enemy of the Trump administration. The Trump administration is trying to ban any journalist, any news organization that doesn't just kiss his ass and spread right-wing propaganda. And the AP is top on their fucking list. They're trying to find an excuse to ban them. So the excuses they picked was that they refused to call the Gulf of Mexico the Gulf of America. If you don't repeat whatever Trump renames, you're banned. And this is not an attack on the press, according to them. This is just, they're spreading lies. They got to repeat whatever we say verbatim or it's a lie. So anyway, they don't give a shit about none of this. But anyway, obviously, the excuse they gave to ban them was fucking bullshit. The real truth has been released. One of the biggest reasons President Trump is limiting AP reporters' White House access is to protest what aides see as years of liberal word choices that the Wire service influential style book spread across mainstream media, according to top White House officials. By spotlighting AP, Trump is amplifying Republican and conservative criticism that the AP style book, a first reference for most U.S. news organizations, shapes political dialogue by favoring liberal words and phrases concerning gender, immigration, race, and law enforcement. This isn't just about the Gulf of America, White House Deputy Chief of Staff Taylor Budowich told Axios. This is about AP weaponizing language through their style book to push partisan worldview, in contrast with the traditional and deeply held beliefs of many Americans, many people around the world, which is actually the opposite. They literally are the ones trying to rewrite words, weaponize language, and because the AP refuses to join them in that, they want to ban them and block them. And they will, folks. They're going to. And every other news agency that doesn't stand up and boycott and help the AP is going to be fucking next. Like Axios, who is on the record saying, hey, we support the AP, but we're going to call it the Gulf of America because we don't want to be fucking next. You got to be next anyway. They're going to find another excuse to ban you and replace you with a right-wing propaganda outlet. First they came for the AP. And I got my ass in line, then they came after me, and they're coming after you next, ass. Enjoy it, Axios. It's going to be fucking short-lived. And then, folks, I don't even know what to fucking say about this shit anymore. Like, the most in-your-face corruption all day long in this country, and nobody seems to give a shit. So many examples, but just to give you an example, Melania, you know, Trump's weird-ass gold-digging wife, Melania pitched her documentary to Jeff Bezos over dinner at Mar-a-Lago. Amazon agreed to pay her $40 million for this documentary nobody's going to watch. With more than 70% going to her, and her agent has been trying to sell sponsorship for the film, starting at $10 million to CEOs at the inauguration. So, yeah, hey, if you just want to legally bribe Trump, just do it this way. Give me $10 million for sponsorships for the film. Jeff Bezos, give me $40 million for this film nobody's going to watch. And the money is clean. You don't have to launder it. You don't have to wash it, baby. Nothing. Legally right through the system, right into Trump's fucking pockets, clean as a goddamn whistle. Right in public view. Nobody gives a shit. Nobody's saying anything. And then more corruption. This is like, it's not even almost getting unbelievable at this point. So, United States first, Eric Adams. Eric Adams is the New York City mayor. Read this letter, just read it. In any other presidency, this letter alone would trigger impeachment proceedings. So basically, they had an iron-tight case against Eric Adams. They found him lying to FBI. They found him pressuring people to lie to the FBI. They have him dead to rights. But the Trump administration apparently made a deal with him that we will have our DOJ drop all charges against you if you play ball with us. If you let our minions go into New York City and round up all the Browns, if you help us sell out the migrants, we will drop all charges and you can stay in power as long as you're our puppet. And he said yes, and that's what they're doing. And people are resigning en masse over it. I have received correspondence indicating that I refuse your order to move to dismiss the indictment against Eric Adams without prejudice, subject to certain conditions, including the express possibility of a reinstatement of the indictment. That is not exactly correct. The U.S. Attorney, Daniel L. R. Sassoon, never asked me to file such a motion. I therefore have never had an opportunity to refuse, but I am entirely in agreement with her decision not to do so for reasons stated. In short, the first justification for the motion that David Williams' role in the case somehow tainted a valid document supported by ample evidence and pursued under 4 different U.S. attorneys is so weak as to be transparently pretextual. So anyway, the long story short is, it's obvious that you guys made a deal, quid pro quo, with the New York City mayor in order to have him as your puppet to drop all corruption charges, and we won't have any part of it, so we're going to resign. Letter. Adams destroyed evidence, told others to lie to FBI, offered to help ICE if charges were dropped. Manhattan federal prosecutors were preparing to bring new bombshell indictment charges. Mayor Eric Adams with destroying evidence and telling people to lie to the FBI, a letter obtained by the Post reveals. The letter sent by Daniel Sassoon, who resigned from her post Thursday, rather than obey an order from President Trump's Justice Department to kill the case, also blasts the rush and superficial reasoning, saying she says was behind Washington, D.C. demand. Not the only one. 7 of them resigned. 7th DOJ prosecutor resigns over Adams' case. Adam appears with Homan on Fox. I'm collaborating. So everybody's signaling the alarm. Everybody's saying, hey, we had an ironclad case. We have all the evidence. The Trump administration threw the case out. If Eric Adams agreed to play ball with them, which is totally fucking legal, we're not going to have any part of it. So we're resigning. And in case, folks, you think these prosecutors might be full of shit, they literally went on television, Eric Adams and the guy running the deportations of the Browns right now. They went on Fox News and they admitted that if Eric Adams stops playing ball with what they told him to do, they're going to be first thing right in his office. Watch this shit.
If he doesn't come through,
you're up early anyway.
if he doesn't come through, I'll be back in New York City,
Right.
and we won't be sitting on the couch. I'll be in his office, up his butt, saying, "Where the hell is the agreement we came to?" So,
and I want ICE to deliver. And I want ICE to deliver. We're going to deliver for the safety.
Yeah, we going to deliver for the safety. Yeah, just said it right there. Hey, we had an agreement. If you renege, I'm going to be in your office. I'm going to get that ass. Not even trying to hide it, folks. Just right there on TV saying it. Welcome to the new America. It's hilarious, to be honest with you. Even AOC trying to sound the alarm. This is explosive. Mayor Adams is putting the city of New York and its people at risk in exchange for escaping charges. As long as Trump wields this leverage over Adams, the city is endangered. We cannot be governed under coercion. If Adams will resign, he must be removed. Why'd you guys vote for him to begin with? New York, just as dumb as every goddamn body else. And speaking of AOC, douchebag Hallman, who's trying to round up the Browns, is trying to have her thrown in jail for daring to tell people what their rights are.
anymore.
But Tom, you got AOC out there, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, Congresswoman, putting out a webinar, doing a webinar to help illegals avoid, I guess, apprehension, giving tips about how to continue to remain in the country and ultimately game the system.
And I sent an email today to the Deputy Attorney General. At what level is that impediment? Is that impediment? I'm not an attorney. I'm not a prosecutor. Is that impediment? Is that impeding our law enforcement efforts? If so, what are we going to do about it? Is she crossing the line? So I'm working with.
Oh my God! Cops reading criminals their rights is against the law now. You can't tell me what their rights are.
The Department of Justice and Finance.
So just crazy shit. Of course, she says maybe she's going to be in trouble now. Maybe he can learn to read. The Constitution would be a good place to start. Yes, telling people, even people who are not U.S. citizens, their rights. It's not against the law. You stupid chuckle fucks. But they like to make it against the law, folks. That's the whole point. You have to treat undocumented workers with derision and hatred just like they do. Or they're going to punish you for it in the new America. And you get what you vote for, America. FBI presentation, scams targeting seniors, has been canceled. A new executive order from the federal government was signed that no longer allows the FBI to do community outreach. And they gonna take every goddamn penny your grandma has. She gonna think she's dating Keanu Reeves? He gonna take every bit of your fucking inheritance, every dime fake Keanu Reeves is. And ain't shit you can do about it. They've removed every protection agency that helps consumers. All the agencies that help hunt down fraudsters, people that prey on the infirmed, old folks, people with Alzheimer's. They've gotten rid of all of the protectors. You're on your own, fucking America. This is what you voted for, and good. I hope fake Keanu takes every bit of the money your granddaddy spent his entire life. He worked his hands to the bone. He died at 57 of a heart attack because he worked his life away and he left just what little bit he could to your grandma. And then her Alzheimer's, she gets messaged by a fake Keanu Reeves and gives all your money to him because that's what you voted for. Love it, fake Keanu Reeves. Do your thing, buddy. And then, and at least we did this news. Hey, remember when we renamed the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America instead of actually helping anybody in this country in any way whatsoever? Yeah, well, we're back, baby. Now we've renamed Denali, the tallest mountain in the world, I guess. Mount McKinley. Yay, we did it. Breaking, both Google and Apple Maps have updated to correctly show Mount McKinley. It used to be called Mount McKinley, and then I guess in 95 or something, they changed it to Denali to represent the native people that live there and to celebrate their lives and their experiences. Can't have that. Hell no. Everything's got to be named after some white dude. So it's back, baby. Woo! Yeah, Americans are putting insulin on their credit cards, but it don't matter. At least we did this. Ain't it grand? And all the comments were like, woo, we back, baby. Fuck yeah. We're amazing. Thank you, Donald Trump. Promises made, promises kept from my president. We renamed a mountain. Problem solved, baby. Hell yeah. We're totally a serious people, y'all. Definitely don't deserve every goddamn bad thing we get. And then, Shady Vance Couchfucker went over to the UK to chastise them about caring that foreigners are interfering in their elections. First, he chastised them about caring that Russia is interfering in their elections.
We're at the point, of course, that the situation has gotten so bad that this December, Romania straight up canceled the results of a presidential election based on the flimsy suspicions of an intelligence agency and enormous pressure from its continental neighbors. Now, as I understand it, the argument was that Russian disinformation had infected the Romanian elections. But I'd ask my European friends to have some perspective. You can believe it's wrong for Russia to buy social media advertisements to influence your elections. We certainly do. You can condemn it on the world stage even. But if your democracy can be destroyed with a few $100,000 of digital advertising from a foreign country, then it wasn't very strong to begin with.
Yeah, who gives a shit, baby? Just let anybody from anywhere interfere. And I'm sure it wasn't just that. It's like a death by 1,000 cuts. Yes, that added to it. Other things they did added to it. But I wonder why he is defending the Russians interfering in people's elections. It's a mystery. And then with the worst false equivalency I've ever goddamn heard in the history of mankind.
And speaking up and expressing opinions isn't election interference. Even when people express views outside your own country, and even when those people are very influential. And trust me, I say this with all humor. If American democracy can survive 10 years of Greta Thunberg scolding, you guys can survive a few months of Elon Musk.
Yeah, that's the same thing. Greta Thunberg, a teenage activist who has literally zero power, is the same as the world's richest man, spending unlimited funds to interfere in your elections, using one of the biggest social media websites to push right-wing propaganda 24/7. It's the same thing, baby. Hey, if you can take Greta Thunberg If we could take Greta Thunberg, who has absolutely no power, then you could take the richest man in the world who has unstoppable power. It's the same shit, really, isn't it? Everything, I said this on my Twitter, but everything is so stupid now, it's literally boring. I know that sounds like a privileged position, and it is, sort of, but there's just nothing intellectual to sink your teeth into anymore. Like, I want to be able to point out why this is stupid. I want to be able to use facts and logic and humor to explain why this is stupid, but it's actually so stupid that I don't even have to. I don't have to even say anything. It doesn't take any intellectual rigor to explain why this is dumb and wrong. So it's literally so stupid, it's fucking boring. I hate this, man. And they don't really seem to be worried at all about what the public image of them is. Remember, Pete Hegseth, the guy who's running all of our military right now, promised that if he got the confirmation to run our military, he would stop drinking, because he's the DUI candidate. Here he is, folks. One of his first press conferences, he's 2 seconds into it. It looks to me like he's drinking scotch. Some people claim that he is drinking tea. Now, I'm from goddamn Mississippi. I ain't lying when I say they literally put tea in my fucking bottle. I am 80% goddamn tea. I can literally say I've drinking more tea than probably anybody in the history of the fucking world. I ain't never seen nobody drink tea like this.
Start with the U.S. press. We're going to take 2 from the U.S., we'll take 2 from international, and then we'll go from there.
You have focused on what Ukraine is giving up. What concessions will Putin be asked to make?
Ultimately is guaranteed by strength of Europeans who are there prepared to back it up.
Right in the far right.
Regarding the new defense investment pledge, when you and President Trump...
Pardon me, sir. What we're going to take from the U.S. is Logan Ratic from Newsmax, please.
Satya from NHK, the Japanese TV station. Thank you very much. I would like to ask about China.
6 drinks in one press conference. Holy God. But they don't have to worry about it anymore, folks. They're not worried what we think about them. They know they've won. They know there's literally nothing we can do. And they do not give a shit anymore. And yay! Finally, we did it, folks. Solve the really important problems. The U.S. Army would no longer allow transgender individuals to join the military. Who could have seen this coming? Oh, yeah. Transgender members, they have 8,000 or something, I think, who have served honorably. Haven't seemed to be any problem whatsoever, but we have to scapegoat trans people every step of the way. This is why we can't have health care, folks. Because they've convinced you that trans people are your enemies. This is why we can't have funds to feed the hungry here in Mississippi, because they've convinced you trans people are your fucking enemy. None of it makes any fucking sense. And on that note, our U.S. Army is now reposting the libs of TikTok. This is where we're at in this country, folks. The official U.S. Army account. This is an old memo. DEI is dead at the U.S. Army. The Army and the JAG Corps is in compliance with POTUS executive order and secondary events orders. Yeah, DEI's dead, baby. Posted libs of TikTok, an account paid by Elon Musk to spread hatred towards gays and trans people. That's the only reason this account exists. How far can this country fall? Meanwhile, over the libs of TikTok account, no fun allowed in the military. Now, this kind of shit happens all the time in the military. Somebody loses a bet and they make you dress in women's clothes to, embarrassing, or you're doing it to play a trick on somebody. It's like they have like a casual Monday or something there. We can dress whatever you want to.